Traveling 3,310 miles across the dark and treacherous Atlantic was on May 20th, 1932 was a dream. It was Amelia Hart's dream that she may come true. During a plane ride back to her parents' house, she was astounded about it, and she started plane lessons and got a Kinner Aster airplane. And 2 years later, she got her pilot license. These experiences led her to give her speech. During a time of economic depression, when women were being housewives and flying was a new privilege, she flew to London and gave a radio broadcast. She didn't give a speech to an audience like most people. Her broadcast was on January 1st, 1935, and she had 28 million listeners at the time that the radios were popular because TVs were not invented yet. So, she had a very challenging childhood. She grew up poor after her grandparents died, and she had an alcoholic father. It wasn't until after her mother got her inheritance where she could actually have enough money to go to college. She went to 3 different colleges, and she started in Pennsylvania. Later, during World War I, she decided that she wanted to be a military nurse aide, and she went to a different college. She went to Toronto, to be exact. Afterwards, the war was over, and so she went to Columbia to continue studying medicine. Her parents insisted her to come back home to California, so she decided to go to California, but she had to take a plane ride, and that's where she found her new career in flying. So during this time, she also got married. She also got married to George Footman, and she did the unbelievable for women, so she became more of a role model because she kept her maiden name, and she also went to colleges. But the significance of her speech was she really tried to get women to work and talks about how technological advances were happening at this time. So her speech was trying to influence everybody too, and this can be still significant today because especially after COVID, we're still trying to get people to provide for themselves, get into jobs, and it's just a recurring thing. Technological change is always happening, and she really persuades people, especially women during this time, to take it because it just made their lives easier. So here's a little clip.
This modern world of science and invention is of particular interest to women, for the lives of women have been more affected by its new horizons than those of any other group. Profound and stirring as have been accomplishments in the remoter fields of pure research, it is in the home that the applications of scientific achievement have perhaps been most far-reaching, and it is through changing conditions there that women have become the greatest beneficiaries in the modern scheme. Science has released them from much of the age-old drudgery connected with the process of living. Candle dipping, weaving, and crude methods of manufacturing necessities are things of the past for an increased.
Okay, so she uses a lot of different rhetorical devices in her speech. I chose these 3 as anaphora. She kept repeating "it is." Her first "it is really amplifying the technological change. But her second "it is restating the technological change, but is stating about how women have benefited most from it. Her alliteration, she keeps repeating the letter P, and it's she's just amplifying the planes as the technological change, and she really amplifies how she thinks is important and why she loves it, which just helps connect the audience to her. Her last one is the Sedevington. So it talks about technological change again, but she also talks about how quickly it is, and she states it's the right British dream and how it really just came true. So her persuasion techniques was I thought she was very formal in her speech, and the words she uses were very like intellectual words. She also used different things to connect with the audience. Her logos, she was really informative because she said that it was the right for this dream to fly, and she gave them credit and said how long it took for the actual invention to come. She lists examples of inventions too, like how you don't have to light candles anymore. They made lights, they can just push buttons. It's different types of inventions. Her pathos is that she continuously talks about her planes and how much she loves planes, which really just helped her connect with the audience and them to understand why she cares and why it's important to her work. Why this speech will endure is because she talks about a recurring thing. She's just trying to get women into work and try to get the work fields equal. Technological change will always happen, and as long as there's technological change, unequal work fields, and just jobs in general, this speech will always matter in some aspect. So, and realistically, this can be applied to the rest of history. Thank you for listening to my speech.